I know you've been waiting for this DFV video, so here it is, the ultimate guide to Disney Springs food, aka the best place to eat inside all of Disney World. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. Now, you most likely clicked on today's Disney World video for one of three reasons. First, you love Disney food as much as I do. Second, you're planning a Disney Springs visit and you need to know as much about the dining here as you possibly can before your big vacation happens. Or three, all of the above. Probably three. So get ready as we take you through everything you need to know about all things Disney Springs dining and snacking and drinking. You know, the good stuff. There's no way I'd be able to just talk about one of my favorite Disney Springs table service restaurants because there are so many to choose from, and honestly, my favorite changes depending on what I'm in the mood for while I'm there. So let's deep dive about each of Disney Springs' best sit-down locations. That way you can pinpoint what restaurants have the things you're actually looking for. Okay, best seafood and drinks combo is probably going to be the Boathouse. I always describe the Boathouse as the ultimate restaurant for yacht rock fans. Whether you're dining inside the main restaurant or choosing the more casual outdoor setting, or grabbing a first come first serve seat over at the Raw Bar, you will have a solid menu of seafood and cocktails and more to choose from in a setting right up next to the water. The restaurant is most famous for its oyster bar, which you can typically order by the half shell. There might also be other specials going on depending on when you visit. But even if you're not the world's biggest oyster fan, you can order a bunch of other stuff. Filet mignon sliders, a full dockside seafood boil, Maine-style lobster rolls, caramel apple bread pudding, and the ever so iconic Duck Duck Raz cocktail, which comes with an actual rubber ducky on the top because he's super cute. Oh, and recently the Boathouse started serving a frozen version of the Duck Duck Raz inside a souvenir squeezer cup where the little rubber ducky is sailing his own amphicar on the top of your drink. Now, I didn't think this could get any cuter, but sure enough, Boathouse found a way. I'm not sure how long these squeeze bottles will be around for, so if you want to try the frozen version of this vodka, blue curacao, lemon juice, and simple syrup drink, now's your chance to do so and get a cute cruising friend in the process for $22. And if you're going to Disney Springs soon, there's still time to get the Disney Adults version of this Duck Duck Raz too, complete with your own Disney Adults sticker. By the way, this is the frozen version of the Duck Duck Raz, the one I love, but we'll talk more about that later on, so stay tuned. Now, the best use of a Disney Dining Plan table service credit is going to be Morimoto Asia during lunch. So really, Morimoto Asia does more things right than just offer a sneaky DDP deal that you'll want to know more about if you're planning on using the Disney Dining Plan. If you're unfamiliar with the Disney Dining Plan, by the way, basically it's Disney's prepaid dining service that you can add on top of your vacation package. But you can learn even more about it after this through our Disney Dining Plan focused videos that are also up on our channel right now. For now, let's get back to Morimoto. Morimoto Asia is a sleek, signature two-story dining experience with an extensive menu of high-quality Pan-Asian offerings like sushi rolls, dim sum, another raw bar, rice and noodles, and high-quality meat dishes like the Morimoto Peking duck, which is what this place is famous for, and the Japanese A5 Wagyu beef. The thing I really like about this signature dining experience is that you still have more freedom to pay for as much or as little as you want to. Several signature experiences in the area, like California Grill at Contemporary Resort or Cinderella's Royal Table at Magic Kingdom, offer those prefix menus where you'll have to pay a minimum price for a multi-course meal. But at Morimoto, you can honestly make your whole meal out of the dim sum alone and call it good. There are even often lunch specials offered at Morimoto, though what's available when you visit may vary. Now, speaking of lunch, here's where the Disney Dining Plan hack comes into play. While this prepaid dining service will usually charge you for 2 table service credits to eat at this signature restaurant for dinner, you can eat here for just 1 table service credit if you book a lunch reservation instead. That's key because you're basically getting your meal for half price. Now, the best for funny names and seriously good Irish eats is, of course, Raglan Road. The food names on the Raglan Road menu always make me laugh. You can find things here like the Sure I'm Frittered broccoli and corn fritter, the Worth the Wait beef sandwich, the Now You're Talking chicken sandwich, chicken pie do try, the Sheppy One veggie if you're looking for a vegetarian shepherd's pie option, and just so many more. They're really cute. But despite the silly names, Raglan Road is serious when it comes to flavors, served in an overall authentic Irish pub setting. Not to mention, you'll often find live river dancing and Celtic tunes being played during your meal too. You can find out the schedule for when this live music and entertainment will be happening during your visit over on the Raglan Road website, but it's a pretty regular phenomenon, so hopefully you should be able to time your ADR around it easily enough. Just keep in mind that if you're visiting while the live entertainment is taking place, this restaurant can get loud. So if you'd rather eat here and have a nice conversation with your fellow group members while you're at it, just keep in mind that it could be harder to hear the person across from you when those energetic bands and dancing starts up. For best late night dining, it's definitely the Edison. Steampunk, cocktails, and postmodern tunes. Yeah, the Edison is definitely a restaurant you're going to want to prioritize if industrial gothic themes are right up your alley. While the Edison is open for lunch between 11:30 and 3:55, the Speakeasy 1920s themed musical performances don't start up on the main stage until the evening. Usually this means it starts up at 7 p.m. on Sundays to Thursdays and at 6:30 on Fridays and Saturdays. But even if you come here earlier on in the day, expect to find an array of different classic American foods present in more modern-esque ways, like the DB Clothesline candied bacon, the signature Edison burger, high roller cocktails, and a grilled cheese that's bigger than a small Pomeranian. You might even prefer to come here during happy hour, which happens Sunday to Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. This is where the Edison's going to serve some of their signature apps and craft cocktails at discounted prices. Now, how about the best margarita or Mexican eats? We're going to go to Frontera Cocina. Now, this always has something interesting going on. This summer, we saw them host Viva la Noche out on the patio, which came with live entertainment on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evenings. Often, there's some sort of chocolate piñata dessert that you can order and break open with a mallet and share amongst your group. And, oh yeah, there's always a tequila wall of fame you can check out here too. But one thing Frontera always promises is authentic Mexican cuisine, like carnitas tacos, chorizo and avocado, tlayuda, queso fundido, and of course, lots of margaritas. Now, fun fact, Frontera Cocina has the same mixology company that La Cava del Tequila over in Epcot uses, so the margarita menu at Frontera is going to look very familiar for all of you La Cava fans. Now, for best comfort foods, we gotta go to Homecoming. Homecoming is definitely my default option when I don't know what I'm in the mood for while I'm at Disney Springs, and that's because it's got a menu of Floridian and Southern comfort classics that hit the spot just about every single time. So, what do I recommend here? Pretty much anything. But if you're looking for specifics, a bunch of puppies, house-made hush puppies with pimento cheese and red jalapeno jelly is a great place to start. It's hard to go wrong with any of Homecoming's fried chicken dishes, but the fried chicken and donuts that you can get specifically during the weekend Rise and Shine brunch is especially good stuff, y'all. A little sweet, a little savory, a little soft, a little crunchy, a lot of happy. And dessert here is pretty top-notch too. The hummingbird cake is a classic favorite of the DFB teams, made with pineapple banana cake, cream cheese frosting, and lots of it, and vanilla bean ice cream, which you don't even need because that cake is so super sweet. It's delicious. Okay, best underrated gem. Let's go to Wolfgang Puck Bar and Grill. With so many different table service restaurants competing for your attention inside the Disney Springs bubble, it's easy to bypass a place like Wolfgang Puck, which is a restaurant chain you can literally find in multiple locations across the globe. That being said, this is still a solid option with a more modernized bar and grill selection to choose from, like those truffled potato chips with blue cheese sauce. These are so good and I dream about them. Several pizza pie options, of course, including the 4 cheese, the barbecue chicken, and the margarita, which is, of course, one of the things Wolfgang Puck actually made his name on. Fancy mac and cheese dishes with herb breadcrumbs and a 3 cheese sauce, and a variety of meat dishes like Viennese chicken schnitzel, bacon-wrapped meatloaf, steak frites, the works. Now, for best food and a big performance combo, let's go to House of Blues. So if you book an early dinner at House of Blues to dine on classic Southern cuisine like Cajun chicken pasta, Bluesville hot chicken, shrimp po' boy, and that bourbon butter bread pudding, which I have not talked about on the channel in a really, really long time, but it is still one of the most incredible desserts in Disney World. It's got that toffee butter Oh my gosh, it's whiskey toffee, but oh my gosh, it's so good. Okay, I gotta stop talking about it, but we gotta talk about that more. I'll let Bria know. Now, right after your meal, you hop on over to its next door venue to listen to one of your favorite bands. Sounds amazing, right? And it is. House of Blues regularly hosts popular bands and musicians on its main stage throughout the year, so be sure to check the House of Blues concert calendar to keep up to date on performers who are going to be at the restaurant while you're there. You may have to buy tickets well in advance for those more popular acts, but good to know about them either way. Okay, love this one. Best meal for large groups? Let's go to Jaleo. This table service is your key Disney Springs spot for shareable tapas and contemporary Spanish cuisine. Our favorite thing to order here? A nice hearty portion of paella, of course. Paellas come in multiple flavors as well as daily specialty options too, but no matter which version you order, expect a lot of food straight from the restaurant's wood fire grill. The smallest paella portion you can get is going to serve 2 to 4 people, but the largest you can get will serve 5 to 8. Now, Jaleo does request that regardless of the paella size and version you choose, you allow up to 45 minutes for these massive rice dishes to be prepared. And believe me, it's worth it. For the best interactive entertainment, let's go to Splitsville. Bowling and loaded fries and frozen cocktails and sushi? Say less, because I am so there. Now, while you don't have to dine to play around a bowling at Splitsville or vice versa, the combo is a lot of fun, especially if you're trying to kill time on a rainy afternoon. And this is also a really good option for big groups too. Just keep in mind that dining and bowling are booked separately. Dining can be booked through the My Disney Experience app and Disney World website, while bowling is booked on the main Splitsville webpage. Oh, and by the way, Splitsville will have some friendly entertainment competition coming to Disney Springs soon, once Level 99 opens on the west side of the shopping district. Level 99 is going to someday be a place where guests can take on 60 challenge rooms and duels inside a giant futuristic-looking arcade. Plus, you're going to be able to order from a chef-crafted menu, which includes Level 99's award-winning Detroit-style pizza. Per the release of this video, we don't have an opening date for Level 99, but stay tuned and sign up for our free DFB newsletter, and we're going to let you know just as soon as we hear more about the future of this immersive experience. Okay, for the best jack of all trades, Summer House on the Lake. This isn't a jack of all trades, master of none situation. This is a jack of all trades, full stop. Summer House on the Lake is a table service where you can dine on California-inspired cuisine, have a drink at the bar, maybe even enjoy martini hour while you're at it if you're there on a Monday to Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. It's a really good deal. Try the Cali Mex brunch, again, if you time your visit right and book ADRs for either a Saturday or Sunday between 9 and 3, or you can just grab a cookie or baked good from the restaurant's walk-up cookie bar if you want a sweet bite on the go. Okay, confession time. The DFB team and I actually do have a current favorite Disney Springs restaurant, which you'll find featured in our DFB Top Restaurants PDF. In this free document, we're going to rank our current top 10 restaurants everywhere in Disney World, across the parks, the hotels, and Disney Springs too. So if you want to see an official ranking of our recent favorites to give you a little restaurant springboard to work with, scan the QR code you see on the screen now or click on the link in the description for disneyfoodblog.com/top restaurants after this. Okay, it's snack time. If you're visiting Disney Springs in between meals and you need a little extra pick-me-up during the day, then you're not just going to want any old run-of-the-mill snack. You're going to want the best snacks that Disney Springs has to offer. So here's what you're going to want to track down. If you're on Team Savory, BB Wolf's actually has a hot dog flight for $15.49 called the Three Little Pigs. This comes with 3 mini versions of their specialty dogs, including the pastrami Reuben dog, the Ybor City style dog, and the Texas chili cheese dog. If you don't have the time to stop and stay for a spell at Wine Bar George, you can order from its to-go window called the Basket instead. Now, some of our favorite savory snacks from here include the crispy mac and cheese bites, the seasonal hand pies, and the cheese and meat boxes, though the sweets here are also hard to pass up since this is where you can find that impressively gooey and chocolatey and dense millionaire shortbread. Pepe by Jose Andres has a few more unique savory Spanish options for you to get your hands on, like the chicken fritters made with creamy chicken, bechamel sauce, and fried to golden brown, and the patatas bravas, which are Spanish fried potatoes topped with spicy brava sauce and aioli, cause say it with me, everything is better with aioli. Don't question the logic, just roll with it. Speaking of potato-y goodness, the Daily Poutine goes beyond just your classic Canadian poutine with cheese curds and gravy, though that's also an option you can order here too. The Daily Poutine serves up internationally inspired poutine options too, like buttered chicken, Korean barbecue, loaded frites with queso and pico de gallo, and more. Now, if you are on Team Sweet, Swirls on the Water has a Dole Whip sampler for $7.99 featuring the 3 Dole Whip flavors that'll currently be on offer for the season. Ghirardelli Soda Fountain and Chocolate Shop has signature sundaes that might be pricey, but options like the Gold Rush Caramel Almond Sundae and the world famous Hot Fudge Sundae, which you can choose milk chocolate or dark chocolate sauce, by the way, can still be worth that extra splurge. Goofy's Candy Company is packed out with all sorts of packaged Disney candies, but the Create Your Own Treat station is what really sets this apart. And the Little Marketplace Snacks kiosk may not look like much, but it's actually home to one of the most unique desserts on property. Bubble Waffle Sundaes themed around the Fab Five, which means you can order a bubble waffle based on Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Pluto, or Goofy. By the way, the Goofy Peanut Grand Waffle Sundae tends to be our favorite amongst the DFB team. Just saying. Disney Springs tends to do a really good job offering menu options for all different types of diets, but when it comes to having the largest variety of allergy-friendly desserts, Erin McKenna's Bakery NYC takes the literal cake. From cupcakes to crumb cakes to tea cakes to regular cakes and baked goods beyond just the cake variety, there's a little something for everyone to try here, including a few savory options too, like gluten-free, allergy-friendly bagels. Now, there's a reason why Gideon's Bakehouse continues to be such a hot spot for folks after all this time. The half-pound cookies, cake slices, and even unique nitro cold brews are worth sticking your hand through the fire for. Then really, you'll have to reach through the flames in order to secure your sweet stuff. Just keep in mind that Gideon's often uses a virtual queue system to manage their demand, so check for a QR code near the storefront to get your name on that virtual list ASAP. There's something extra special about eating chocolate when you know it was made fresh inside the store, which is why the ganachery continues to be such a hidden gem inside this shopping district. And while the ganache is their signature option, no shocker there, you might also want to try other specialty treats here like the milk chocolate marshmallows, toffee crunch, seasonal chocolate piñatas, and our favorite, the made-to-order artisan s'mores. It's not every day you get to have authentic Italian gelato without leaving the United States, which is why Vivoli Il Gelato is a major treat. This is the second storefront for the family-run gelateria, with the OG located in Florence, Italy. Now, while I tend to think the petite cakes at Emirates Patisserie are more about the style than they are about the substance, there's no denying that these are some of the prettiest, most decorative confections you're going to find in Disney Springs. Unfortunately, petite cakes here don't come cheap, but you can still find other sweet treats behind the bakery display case that'll cost you less than half the price of a petite cake, like the petite Fab Five domes, cookie dough croissant, macarons, and more. You can always rely on Sprinkles for a variety of cupcake options that you can either order in-store or through the outdoor cupcake ATM. But sometimes I'll just swing by for Sprinkles frosting shots alone, because a 3 count of those is only $4.50. Now, do you like your donut classic with a traditional glaze, funky with one tasty topping, super funky with multiple toppings, or maybe you just like them topping off your morning cold brew? Whatever your preference, Everglazed has got you covered in the donut department. And last but not least, Salt and Straw is really good at making ice cream flavors that no one asked for and creating a chain reaction of people asking for them once they realize what they've been missing out on. Be on the lookout for seasonal and monthly flavors during your visit, which can be downright bizarre and yet still somehow delicious. Okay, so maybe you don't have a whole lot of time for a sit-down meal, or maybe you'd rather save that extra cash for your Disney Springs shopping spree instead. No worries, Disney Springs still has plenty of quick service restaurants that are speedy and affordable and sometimes just as good as the table service stuff. So without further ado, let's quickly shout out 10 Disney Springs quick services that the DFB team and I go to all the time, as well as one key highlight about why we love these places so stinking much. First up, Earl's Sandwich, key highlight. All the main hot sandwiches here are under $10. This includes options like the caprese, ham and Swiss, Cuban, holiday turkey, and more. Then there's Chicken Guy. Key highlight here, there are 10 signature sauces on the menu that you can dip your chicken tenders in. Depending on what you order, 2 are going to be included with your meal, but any extra sauces that you want to try will only cost you 50 cents more. And yes, they used to have 22 sauces. We have been degraded down to 10. I don't know if that's the right word to use there. It's very sad, but it is what it is. The chicken's still good. Blaze fast-fired pizza. Key highlights, basically the Subway of pizza. You can customize your pizza right there in the assembly line and have it cooked within minutes. A lot of locals go here too. It's pretty inexpensive and a good deal. Morimoto Asia Street Food. This is the cheapest way to dine on Morimoto Asia food without booking a reservation for the main restaurant. All you have to do is visit Morimoto's patio and order from its limited outdoor menu. A lot of the things on that menu are on the menu indoors too, so good deal. Eat by Manish Chawan. Key highlight on this one, the naan options here are as impressive as they are innovative. Choose from a variety of different naan flavors or get the full bread service with a side of pimento whipped paneer. There are also naan pizzas to choose from, like the chicken tikka naan pizza and the sag paneer naan pizza. Extra shout out to the tandoori chicken poutine too. Cooks of Dublin. Key highlight is, of course, that Dubliner Irish cheese and bacon dip is amazing with a capital A. I just got it last week. You can add this on for an extra $5.50 and use it as a dip for your fish and chips or onion rings or whatever other Irish entree you decide to try. Or just take it back to your hotel room and dip your pretzels in it like I did. Going to Pepe next. Key highlight on Pepe. If you don't want to commit to a full experience at Haleo, Pepe is Haleo's attached quick service that's going to show you a taste, literally, of what Haleo has to offer without you having to shell out the big bucks just yet. At Deluxe Burger, not only can you find really good gourmet burgers and artisanal shakes here, but you can also regularly find limited time burger offerings too. So there's bound to be something new available each time you visit. Look for the pizza burger and the French onion burger. Four Rivers Cantina. This is a food truck, don't forget. You're going to find unique Mexican-inspired dishes, and you won't find another taco cone on Disney World property anywhere else. And the Polite Pig. The key highlight here, the barbecue featured at Polite Pig is so high quality. It was recognized by the Michelin Guide back in 2022. Not surprising, since the folks who own this also own Ravenous Pig, Cask and Larder, lots of Orlando quintessential restaurants. This is Orlando restaurant royalty, my friends. You're gonna love it. Oh, I love a good drink crawl or snack crawl or any kind of food crawl, really, which is why I was absolutely ecstatic to see so many of my favorite Disney Springs restaurants come together and create a crawl to celebrate the release of my brand new book, Disney Adults. Like, if you don't believe dreams come true, I'm here to tell you that they do. They really, really do, because the fact that all these restaurants decided to support me in this book was absolutely outstanding and amazing, and I am overwhelmed. Anyway, if you're heading to Disney Springs really soon, you might still be able to take part in this exclusive Disney Adults food crawl, since it's going to be going on till the end of August. Just head to disneyfoodblog.com/crawlmap and I'll send the list of restaurants your way. But enough about the book that I'm really, really proud of. Let's talk about the places you can crawl between in Disney Springs that specialize in tasty drink options, both boozy and non. So we're going to talk about drinking around Disney Springs next. So while Terralina Crafted Italian has lots of different wines on offer, we actually prefer coming here during their weekend brunch so we can order the exclusive mimosa flight for $22. This deal comes with 3 different flavors: cranberry orange, strawberry hibiscus, and grapefruit rosemary. The drinks are flowing over at Polite Pig, but what this place is best known for is its bourbon bar, where you can choose from a selection of over 50 different bourbons. And Splitsville Luxury Lanes has lots of frozen boozy beverages, including frozen flights for $28, featuring 4 sample sizes of their most popular frozen beverages: Pina Colada, Strawberry Margarita, Rum Runner, and the Big Wave Dave, my favorite. Dockside Margaritas. This is all in the name. This little tiny location over in the marketplace section of Disney Springs is known for its margarita selection, waterfront views, and near consistent live music. At Lava Lounge, you can think of this as the adult version of Rainforest Cafe, where you can order cocktails and apps minus the simulated thunderstorms every half hour. Lava Lounge is connected to Rainforest. Just look for the active volcano. You can't miss it. Okay, there are actually 2 Starbucks locations in Disney Springs. One is a Starbucks window situated close to the World of Disney gift store, and the other is a main Starbucks storefront on the west side of the shopping district. Unlike the Starbucks locations inside the parks, which are simply Starbucks suppliers but not actual Starbucks stores, the ones in Disney Springs are the real deal, and that means you can use your Starbucks app to redeem stars at these locations and save money on your coffee, tea, or pastry purchase. So it's hard to choose just one of Homecoming's moonshine cocktails, so if you want to try a little bit of each, order the Shine Flight for $36 to taste all 5 options currently available. Doesn't hurt that it's also beautiful. Heading over to Stargazer's Bar. Now, you know I'm not the world's biggest Planet Hollywood fan, but I do love the Stargazer's Bar on the outside of this restaurant, which serves up classic alcoholic drinks and basic bar bites, as well as karaoke sessions on Wednesday nights starting at 7 p.m. Can't wait to see you. Enzo's Hideaway Tunnel Bar. So underneath Maria and Enzo's, you're going to find the not-so-secret Enzo's Hideaway Tunnel Bar. This is a speakeasy inspired by aperitivo bars in Rome, and better yet, also inspired by the true Florida history of rum running. Here you can order Prohibition-era cocktails along with a full menu of Roman dishes. Now, I'm going to scream it again from the rooftops. I love Jock Lindsey's Hangar Bar. According to Imagineering lore, Jock Lindsey, the oft-trusted pilot for Indiana Jones, found this waterfront hangout while searching for the Fountain of Youth with Indy himself. Now, the tales of this dynamic duo's travels are told through the decor of this uniquely themed lounge, as well as the bar bites and handcrafted drinks. While there are definitely more alcoholic options on the menu here, there is a small selection of non-alcoholic options as well. That way everyone can join in on all the fun. And don't forget, during the holidays here, you're going to find Jock Lindsey's Halloween Bar and Jock Lindsey's Holiday Bar. So check out the fun extra stuff you can find on the menu during those two seasons. Frontera Cocina does margaritas right, and one of our recent favorite marg options to order here is the Margarita Tree, available for $43, which comes with 3 full glasses of their famous margarita offerings, like the La Cava Avocado, Agave Maria, which is heavy on the lemon tartness, and the Malamita, which is heavier on the peach and pineapple flavors. Now, much like Starbucks, you're going to find 2 different Joffrey's locations in Disney Springs too. The main storefront is over in the Landing, close to the boathouse, which sells the biggest variety of Joffrey's coffees, teas, and pastries. You'll even find bags of the stuff to take home with you to make after your vacation ends. And over in the Marketplace area, you're going to find another Joffrey's kiosk, but instead of this one focusing on coffee drinks, it focuses on handcrafted smoothies instead. That being said, you'll still be able to order the basic Joffrey's coffees and teas here as well. You're just going to find a much bigger variety of coffee and tea options at their main storefront. Now, this is the newest place to grab a drink inside Disney Springs, Sláinte to Patty's Bar right outside of Raglan Road. This isn't a big location, but it's still a decent place to grab an Irish draft beer, a locally commissioned craft beer, and or a unique array of Irish cocktails without making a full reservation for the main restaurant. But, you know, you can also go inside Raglan Road for an even bigger drink variety, which is what I usually prefer to do. Now, Wine Bar George, of course. Wine Bar George could have gone into any of these subheaders because it's phenomenal for food, it's phenomenal for wine, it's phenomenal for snacks. But it's going to go here for now. It's like an old friend. For years, it's been a place that I've frequented to grab small plates that can easily be paired with the Wine Bar's 130 plus wine offerings that are always available. Now, something that I love about Wine Bar George is that you can actually order wines by the ounce, even really expensive ones. So if you don't necessarily want to pay a ton for a glass of wine you might not like, just order a few by the ounce and try several. Heading up to the Coca-Cola Store Rooftop Beverage Bar, the Coca-Cola Store likes to hydrate my inner soda goblin with its bar up at the top of the building. This is a place that serves non-alcoholic sodas, floats, seasonal concoctions, and international varieties too. Now, the CityWorks Eatery and Poorhouse has a menu full of classic American eats with some fun twists, but where this place really shines is its craft beer offerings. Brews include rare, limited supply, special tappings from local Florida breweries, as well as from spots around the globe. Okay, so you've probably figured out by now that not all of the table service restaurants that are available to eat at in Disney Springs were highlighted so far in the video, but that doesn't mean you can't find something really good to eat at some of the more overlooked Disney Springs sit-down meals. You just need to know what to order from these locations, especially if your group is insisting that you eat there. Okay, starting with Rainforest Cafe and T-Rex. I'm going to lump these two babies together, not just because they're owned by the same Landry's company, but because they often have similar menu options that are reminiscent of what you might find at a chain restaurant like Applebee's or Chili's. But unlike Applebee's or Chili's, your kids are going to beg to dine here for either A, the animatronic rainforest animals, or B, the animatronic prehistoric creatures. The food at either of these locations might not be anything to write home about, but it's not offensive either. How's that for damning with faint praise? Anyway, you're definitely coming to these places more for the aesthetic than anything else. Now, I do think the appetizer sampler platters at both locations can be a great option if you're wanting to share a bunch of different apps with your group, or even make it your main meal to split with someone else. The sampler at T-Rex is going to give you cheesy skillet meatballs, Nashville hot boneless wings, chili con queso, caprese flatbread, and chicken T-Rexadillas. While the sample at Rainforest will give you chimichangas, spinach and artichoke dip, cheese sticks, and chicken strips. This is why I love doing Disney Food Blog, because I get to say things like chimichangas every day. Now, the massive chocolate desserts at both locations are fun to split with the family too. So the chocolate extinction at T-Rex is made with chocolate fudge cake, ice cream, whipped topping, fudge and caramel sauce, and Butterfinger crumbs. And the sparkling volcano over at Rainforest is very similar. You're just not going to have the Butterfinger crumbs, nor are you going to have the dry ice fog billowing out the top like you're going to receive when you order the chocolate extinction. Something else that I have to shout out here in this section at Rainforest Cafe is the pastelaya. I have really liked the pastelaya for years and years and years, and so I'm just going to throw it out there. It's a real heavy pasta dish, but it's pretty good. Okay, Maria and Enzo's and Terralina Crafted Italian. Now, Maria and Enzo's and Terralina aren't bad places to prioritize if you're looking for traditional Italian dishes. The price tags for certain items, however, are rather steep for what you get, so be aware of that. If we're dining at Maria and Enzo's, the polpette meatball appetizer is a solid choice if you're a fan of classic meatballs topped with lots of whipped ricotta and Parmesan cheese. And the tortillo alle verdù is another favorite of ours, which comes with twisted bell-shaped pasta, asparagus, cipollini onion, cherry tomato, Parmigiano basil, Calabrian chili, love a Calabrian chili, and toasted breadcrumbs. Now, you can usually add a protein if you'd like one, but that's typically going to cost you an extra $9 to $10 on top of the $28 you're already paying for this meal. So be sure to budget for that if you can't imagine enjoying a plate of pasta without some sort of chicken breast or the like. As for Terralina Crafted, I am more apt to book a reservation for Maria and Enzo's if I'm looking for a pasta dish in the park, but Terralina does have some really underrated Italian fries here, topped with creamy cheese sauce and salami. And let's be real, I'm a sucker for a good carbonara, which Terralina does have. But strangely enough, Terralina's spaghetti carbonara is only available during their weekend brunch on Saturdays and Sundays from 11 to 3. So if you time your visit to line up with Terralina's brunch offerings, the carbonara is going to provide you with a pasta dish featuring Parmesan egg yolk, cream sauce, peas, and bacon. We might have given the award for best seafood to the Boathouse earlier, but that doesn't mean you need to completely skip out on a visit to Paddlefish. Not only does this restaurant have some spectacular waterfront views inside a restaurant that's shaped like a big old boat, this particular restaurant also has a lot of Disney history. So if you're into that, let me know. And we'll go through it all. But Paddlefish is great for crab fans since a lot of their items, especially in the appetizer department, have all things crab. This includes stuff like classic crab cakes, crab-topped fries, crab ceviche, even a crab guacamole. And if you didn't get your fill of crab yet, there's also crab options you can order as a main entree too. So, Paradiso 37 is a restaurant that you want to visit less for the main entrees and more for the apps and drinks. Paradiso is a lively Latin/South American restaurant that margarita fans are going to love for options like the Welcome to Paradise, which is Paradiso's more classic marg offering, the Blood Orange Margarita, and my personal favorite, the P37 Swirl, which is Paradiso's frozen margarita swirled with their famous frozen red sangria. Now, as far as bar bites are concerned, the Mexico Crazy Corn with chipotle mayo, cotija, Mexican spices, and queso blanco is one of my favorite appetizers on property, hands down. You have to get it if you go here. And the Mexico City Churro Donut, topped with vanilla ice cream and caramel and chocolate sauce, is a good sweet dessert if you're in the mood for one. So I've got a love-hate with STK Orlando, but recently I've been leaning more towards the love side, especially now that I know about their happy hour offerings. Because really what I hate about this restaurant is how expensive it is for what you get, and the weird sort of like Vegas atmosphere at night, which drives me insane. I'm not a fan of that. Anyway, happy hour. On Monday to Friday from 3 to 6:30, Saturday and Sunday from 3 to 5:30, and Sunday to Thursday from 10 to close, you could find happy hours with tons of different drink and bite options ranging from $3 to $6 to $9, which is wild considering you normally even have to pay an extra $19 just for a side of mac and cheese here. Now on this happy hour menu, you're going to find options like oysters on the half shell, Lil BRG and truffle fries, that's basically a slider, Wagyu meatballs and Wagyu tacos, signature cocktails, and a variety of other really great deals that won't break your dining budget. So don't go to STK Orlando when it's not happy hour, but do go to STK Orlando when it is. and Planet Hollywood. Speaking of love-hate, here's a restaurant where I tend to lean more towards the hate of the two options. Yep, the authentic movie memorabilia on each floor of Planet Hollywood's observatory-shaped building is very cool to look at and will be a big plus for all the film fans in your group. But this restaurant gets really, really loud, and the food can be really pricey for the quality you receive. Regardless, I understand if you still want to go for the cinema vibes alone, and the food here isn't terrible. In fact, sometimes it surprises us. The Supernova shakes, for example, are good for kids to share, and believe me, you'll want them to share them because they are loaded with all sorts of sugary goodies, one on top of the other. And not to sing the praises of an appetizer sampler again, but the High Roller Sampler Planet Hollywood serves 5 apps in a full-on Ferris wheel. And with this literal Ferris wheel of food, you'll be able to try the world-famous Chicken Crunch, it's really, really good, Texas Tostados, buffalo wings, 5-cheese dip, and fried jumbo shrimp. Okay, now that you know where to eat and drink and snack around Disney Springs, let me show you how to eat and drink and snack while using our Disney Springs tips that come straight out of our DFB guide to Walt Disney World dining. That's available at dfbstore.com if you want it. I'll give you a few of our favorites now, but if you're hungry to unlock them all, head over to dfbstore.com after this and be sure to use code YouTube so you can save the big bucks on your total guidebook purchase. So number 1, track down the happy hours. Because the majority of Disney Springs' restaurants are owned and operated by third parties, not by Disney directly, they have the opportunity to play with their rules a little bit, which means happy hour deals are abundant around Disney Springs and can commonly be found at locations like House of Blues, Haleo, Paradiso 37, Raglan Road, the Edison, STK, Terralina Crafted Italian, there's that great martini happy hour over at Summer House on the Lake, etc. So keep your eyes open and do that happy hour research ahead of time so you know exactly what you want to hit up and what time these happy hours are available. Some of them have 2 per day. Number 2, use OpenTable to find more reservation availability. Lots of Disney Springs table service restaurants are also available to book on OpenTable.com, which can be a huge game changer for you if you're looking to make reservations earlier than Disney's 60-day in advance limit. Not to mention, if you're having trouble finding availability even within 60 days, OpenTable can be a solid plan B since you may find available times on OpenTable for popular restaurants, even when the Disney website is showing that it's unavailable. We recently did this for Summer House on the Lake, and it worked like a charm. Number 3, get the perks ahead of time. Some third-party restaurants have their own loyalty programs that can get you discounts or other perks if you sign up for them ahead of time. These include Landry's Select Club for restaurants like Rainforest Cafe and T-Rex, Levy Preferred for Paddlefish, Earl of Sandwiches Loyalty Club, CityWorks Bottleneck Rewards, and the Sauce Squad for Chicken Guy. But the perks don't stop there. Some restaurants may have mobile apps that can get you similar discounts and free goodies too. Sprinkles Cupcakes gives you 5 points for every $1 you spend, and once you reach 300 points, you'll get a free item on your next visit. You can also get a free cupcake on your birthday. Blaze Pizza's mobile app has various offerings throughout the year. Sometimes you might even find a buy one pizza, get one free offer. And you can download the Wetzel's Pretzels Rewards app for perks like a welcome pretzel, a birthday pretzel, and rewards toward future pretzel purchases. Okay, thanks for sticking with me. I know that was a lot of Disney Springs food, and hopefully you've got a nice restaurant and snack springboard to work with now. But if you're not done hunting down the Disney Springs goods, be sure to check out some of our other Disney Springs videos next, like the things I'll never do again in Disney Springs and everything you need to know about Disney Springs in 15 minutes. That's a good starter plate. And don't forget to pick up our free DFB Best Restaurants PDF right now over at disneyfoodblog.com/top restaurants. It's super useful. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and I'll see you real soon.